is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I'm in.
Tori just won't let it go.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, April 10th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I am here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I am Sam. Let's get started. 200 million Americans are bracing for a potentially historic spring storm with severe weather that is barreling down on much of the U.S. today, and it's threatening more rain in areas already inundated with severe flooding. California has been blasted with high winds that sparked this brush fire north of Palm Springs, and in Nevada, the high winds brought a massive dust storm, also known as a haboob, causing low visibility and travel delays. And check out this video from the Seattle area showing power lines falling. And hitting an SUV. The couple in the car had to be rescued after the live wires trapped them inside. Don't worry, miraculously, they weren't seriously hurt. And another video shows a biker. Okay, the biker right there, barely escaping just before another power line crashes down. I know. The spring storm is set to blast parts of the Midwest with blizzard conditions today and will head east with more rain, high winds, and maybe even tornadoes. This is a potential second bomb cyclone to hit this year, marked by rapidly intensifying severe weather. And last time this happened, it brought major snowfall and then historic flooding to much of the Midwest. I just pray and hope that everybody remains safe, because we've already seen some horrific, very dangerous examples, Stephanie. That's all we can do. I mean, that's what's so scary about weather is you ultimately feel helpless. I mean, you can remain inside, things like that, but still.
I know. Just here in Denver, we had a bomb cyclone a few weeks ago, and luckily where I lived, it wasn't very affected, but just a few miles away, there was an Uber driver that brought me to work, and she said she was trapped in her house for a week, and that was near Denver airport area.
So frightening. You lost power?
Yeah, I lost heat, I lost power. I'm not trying to do a climate change thing here because I want to respect everyone's opinion, but we have to recognize the intensity of these things are amping up. Just think about that when you go to the voting booths, because it's going to happen more and more. It's really intense. 2 bomb cyclones is insane.
And we're in
one
April.
year.
Yeah. And we're in April.
Yeah, so I want us to think.
It's kind of like you said, you can prepare for Mother Nature, but you still have to feel her wrath. So hopefully everyone's safe, protected, we've prepared for it, and hopefully everyone's safe. You know?
And look out for your neighbors. Look out for your neighbors. Absolutely. A public health emergency is happening in New York City right now. Let's get to Kelly Schuberth with the details.
Sam, the measles outbreak in Brooklyn has gotten so bad, officials are now calling for mandatory vaccinations. Listen.
We cannot allow this dangerous disease to make a comeback here in New York City. We have to stop it now. Today, we are declaring a public health emergency effective immediately. This will mandate vaccines for people living in the affected area. Department of Health will issue violations and fines to people who remain unvaccinated.
And Sam, people who ignore the mandatory order to get vaccinated could be fined up to $1,000.
Good. Good. I'm glad. There's a major
So it's
problem.
not government overreach. Please tell us why.
It's a public health crisis at this point. If you cough and you have the measles, you leave the room, those water droplets that stay in the air, someone can catch it. It is that contagious, okay? And when you have this group, and a lot of it has to do with groups of people close together, Hasidic Jews, for instance, they've been told a lot of things from rabbis, or they say that they've been misinformed about it. And then there's the thing about being kosher and all that. It's more important. I believe in religious rights, but when you have a public health issue, especially for children, that trumps everything.
Children and elderly, because it's harder for the elderly to fight it off, God forbid, if they were to get it. And let's remember, the reason why vaccination works is to create a herd immunity.
That's it.
So the more of us that are vaccinated, the more we can have a herd immunity to protect those that can't protect themselves. There's already, and the number may have risen, 4 children out there that have recovered, were in remission from cancer, Stephanie, and they ended up dying from vaccinated, something that should have been eradicated, but their immune systems are compromised. So let's protect those.
Yeah, I think it's something that people need to take really seriously. And I know, obviously, like, religious rights are very important, and it's not down to me personally to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. But when other people's lives are in danger, and that's how serious it is, and the he can be really affected. You need to really seriously think about this. I'm so glad that there have been fines put in place.
I agree.
Because something needs to be done.
Final thought.
It's just, well, it was kind of like in a question form, but I think it's just hard for some people to be like, all right, this is going to trump my religious belief. You know what I mean?
Life.
I mean, that's hard.
It's going to trump my religious belief.
I hear you. Believe me, and I am also sensitive to those that are choosing to not vaccinate because of their religious beliefs. However, when it becomes a public health crisis and you have people dying from diseases that were eradicated, that to me is
I'm just saying, like, in terms of telling someone.
And a lot of these, it isn't all religious. It's also just, I don't believe the vaccination.
Yeah.
So.
Some have nothing to do with
exactly.
religion.
Yep.
All right, well, we're going to move on. Please share your take. We want to hear from you. Some major basketball news today is Magic Johnson made a surprise announcement that he is stepping down as the president of basketball operations for the LA Lakers. He said he wasn't happy doing the job anymore. Watch.
Sometimes you have to think about where you are in life and what's important to you. And then I got a great life. I was like, damn, I got a great life outside of this. What am I doing? You know, I got a beautiful life. So I'm gonna go back to that beautiful life.
And another basketball legend is stepping off the court. Dwayne Wade played his final home game in Miami last night, scoring 30 points in a blowout win over Philly. Before the game, he shared this passionate kiss with his wife, Gabrielle Union. And check out this epic photo the Miami Herald tweeted out showing Dwayne crashing into the laps of Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. Chrissy called it a Renaissance painting, and John said he somehow managed to hold onto his drink. Now, Brandon, you are a former NFL football player. You played football in college. You know how that's become your identity. What I love about Dwayne Wade is he is speaking about how he's now going to have to grapple with the identity change, and perhaps seeing a therapist is the best way to do that.
I think it'll be great for him. You know, it's hard. That's been your identity your entire life, and especially when you're a guy like D. Wade. You're a legend. You're a GOAT. People are calling you one of the greatest basketball players. So when you change over into civilian life or normal life, it's hard for a lot of guys. My mom was my therapist. My mom's one of my best friends. We talked on the phone for about every day for about 3 to 6 months after I retired, because I just didn't know what was my identity. You guys know my dad's a football coach. I came out the womb with a football, you know, so it was like, it's little things like breakfast or lunch, cooking breakfast or lunch for yourself. You have a chef at the facility.
You have no
finding a gym. You got a weight room at the facility. So the biggest thing for D. Wade, because he already has a great infrastructure he signed with CAA, he knows LeBron, Gabrielle Union, his wife, he's going to be okay. You find that thing that you're passionate about and that you can compete with, and then bam, there goes your rebirth.
Love it.
Nice.
Rebirth. Can't wait to see his next chapter.
Yep.
We've all heard of extreme diets, but this next one may take the cake. This is Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, and he says he follows a strict diet to manage stress. Jack only eats once during the day between 6:30 and 9 p.m. He eats fish, chicken, or steak with a salad and a side of veggies. And get this, he doesn't eat at all during the weekend, except for bone broth on Sunday night. And he starts each day by jumping into an ice bath, which he says unlocks things in his mind. Now, it's much more than this, too. This is somebody that's running 2 huge companies, not one, 2 huge companies. So he also does it not necessarily for diet purposes, but to allow himself to have more focused time during the day. That is a hustler.
Is it? Because he is single.
But he
Come on, who is going to live with that? And what he wrote in, the first thing was, I can't wait for a family. When you live like that, that's
too
not
busy
easy
to eat.
Yeah.
He's too busy to eat.
I mean, right, so health benefits wise, I do think that I think this is more about his mental health than maybe his physical
He
health.
meditates for hours.
I think this is his way of feeling. Eating is a form of keeping in control of your own body and your mental state. So I think this is how he maybe copes with a lot of stress in his life. And intermittent fasting can be really good for you, but it also has serious side effects. So if anyone wants to do this, make sure you check with your doctor first.
I'm
but
already
don't only eat one meal a day. That is insane.
Jimmy Kimmel
and skipping on the weekends, that regularly seems way too extreme.
I'm already doing the intermittent fasting. I eat for 8 hours a day and I don't eat for 16 hours. No, it is not.
Yes,
you
it is.
eat from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then I don't eat from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m.
Oh, so you have
fasting.
a late breakfast.
Yeah.
So you
no,
brunch.
it's fasting.
Brunch.
No, okay. All these different diets out here, the keto diet, the zone diet, the South Beach diet. Just because you eat a South Beach diet doesn't mean you're gonna have a South Beach body. So you might as well do something. You got to work out. You got to fast, and you have to. It shows a level of discipline.
I have discipline.
Final thought.
To me, too much. I think it's too extreme, and I don't know any woman or man that would be comfortable partnering with that.
Hey, I mean,
the ice bath.
He is a hustler.
Have fun.
Let me say. All right, we have to give a big DBL shout out to one teacher in Fremont, California, who posted this picture to her Instagram showing the mental health chart she uses to help her students check in with their feelings. Students write their names on the back of Post-it notes and can choose from different mood options, including I'm great to I'm meh, all the way down to I'm in a really dark place. And the last two options on the chart will merit a check-in with the teacher and a follow-up conversation with a counselor. Hallelujah. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think first off, just getting someone to actually think about their feelings, then actually communicating to someone else, especially little boys. I think they're taught not to do that. So bravo to the teachers out there for expressing that.
Fantastic.
I think all too much there's a stigma around mental health and mental health issues, and this is teaching children at a very young age where they're more accepting and willing to learn that, you know what, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Everything's okay, and it's good to talk about your feelings.
Yeah, just to be heard.
Yeah.
Bravo. DBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up.
When you're in that tiny boat, you're just worried that their mouth is going to just come up and swallow you.
Ooh, the dangers of making the amazing new series, Our Planet. Brandon London sits down with the directors for the inside scoop. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Scientists are a step closer to creating an actual Jurassic Park. What? So DBL Nation, if scientists could clone a dinosaur, should they do it? Your comments live coming up next.
DBL Nation, Kelly Schubert with the DBL Digital team here. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, and I really like our fifth host today talking about dinosaurs. I got into a debate with my boss this morning about this story because I would love if dinosaurs were roaming the earth again. I don't know if I agree with cloning, but I don't know if I disagree with cloning. So it'd be just cool to see dinosaurs. And he said they would step on us, and I said that'd be a cool way to die. Am I too morbid? A little bit. Maybe. Let's go to the desk and see what's going on. Hey, Tor, what's going on over here?
Okay, guys, come over here for a second. They're trying to come back if we should clone dinosaurs, if we should bring back animals, if they should be extinct. So if you haven't written in, write in. It's going to be a nail biter. Come on over. I'm on a yacht in Saint-Tropez. I love it. So we're trying to bring summer and spring out, as you see. Kiri, let's show Kiri real quick. That's Kiri. Color, some pop. I feel very sort of bougie today. I own a shop in New Mexico, but I'm on vacation in the waters of St. Bart's, and I'm late for tennis. I am late for tennis. No, and my forehand is a whiz. That's how I feel about this outfit. So anyway, let us know what you guys are doing for the bomb cyclone. A lot of you guys saying it's getting really cold. It's 44 degrees. It was 80 degrees yesterday. And Stacy says there's no reason to keep children unvaccinated. I wonder if Dwayne Wade will be an assist coach college basketball in Nebraska.
Nope.
Go ahead to Brandon. Nope. That's from Brandy.
He's got a wine. He's got a wine company. I think he's going to get into some of the executive producing like LeBron James is doing, especially with the wife being Gabrielle Union. I see them teaming up on some Hollywood projects. And then I think he's going to just be there for his kids. You know, his kids are a lot older now. They're hitting that high school age. And just think, 13 years you've been gone. You know, you've kind of been gone. You spend time when you can, but you've been gone. So I see him being like a dad.
I do too.
Like literally taking a year or two. Yep.
I will say this, Laura Ingraham, God bless you for when you said just dribble, shut up and dribble. You spurred an entire motivated group of athletes who to be more than just an athlete. You girl, I dislike you immensely, but that was a good move on your part. You didn't mean to, but it backfired tremendously, don't you think?
It absolutely backfired. I mean, you look at the hashtag more than an athlete. You see guys doing so much when it comes to STEM research, to business, to sciences, to alcohols, to wine. It's just unreal what we're doing. Look out for what Brandon London is working on. Uh-oh, there's a teaser.
I have a yacht line.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host, when we talk about what you're talking about. Scientists are one step closer to creating a real-life Jurassic Park, and they say it's going to work. They're cloning a prehistoric horse that was preserved in permafrost. It died 42,000 years ago. If they are successful, they're going to try a woolly mammoth next. So DBL Nation, if scientists could clone a dinosaur, should they do it? Let's get right to your comments.
All right. Henry from Facebook says, we can learn so much about what our planet was like way back then by studying these animals. Imagine what this can teach us about how to care for our planet. Now, Henry, I'm sorry. There is a reason why this animal is dead, why it's been gone since 42,000 years ago. It's a thing we call survival of the fittest. If it was supposed to be here right now, it would have fought and evolved to be here right now. We do not need to play God. I'm sorry.
Mary from Facebook says, we need to realize that these are dinosaurs. They can kill us. Damn right they can. I'd have to be a scientist to know that we cannot coexist. Okay, some of this I'm really for. So the horse that they want to bring back to life is a Lenskaya. I'm so down to see that horse. I'm a big horse lover, so I would love that, and I think it's safe and it's not going to cause mass destruction like a T-Rex.
But if you're a horse lover, you'll be against this because they have to go through so many different carriers, right? Because they have to impregnate the horse.
True.
There are, for let's say 100 clone subjects, 99 of them die, and they die horrific deaths. Deformities, disease, it's expensive, and not to mention we risk bringing bacteria from way back then into our lives now. So it's very unethical and not kind.
Interesting. I did not know that. That's Marty from Facebook says, what a cool idea. I would pay big money to safely introduce my kids to a real life dinosaur.
Safely?
I just have to sing this. Na, 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 na. It's a bad idea. You are going to bring back, as they said, pathogens, bacteria. There's going to be problems. They went extinct for a reason. Now, with the woolly mammoth, there is talk that it could help the tundra bring back to grasslands, which would help with climate change. If that's the way to go, I'm going to leave it to the scientists.
If you can outweigh risk and reward.
Exactly. But other than that, just to see a velociraptor,
not humane.
No.
And speaking of science, today we are getting a peek at one of the biggest mysteries in the universe. Let's get to Raquel Villanueva. She is the news at the moment.
That's right, Sam. Scientists say we are finally seeing the unseeable. A black hole is ready for its close-up. To see it, scientists had to focus on a distant galaxy called M87. This supermassive black hole is 55 million light years away, which means you're looking at what it looked like 55 million years ago. Now, if you want to see what it looks like now, you're going to have to check back in a few million years. It's also more than 6 billion times bigger than our sun, and black holes have such a strong gravitational pull that nothing can escape it, not even light. And it took more than 200 researchers that worked together to get this image.
So just so you know, they had telescopes all over the world that all worked together with satellites to find it. It was a theory, an Einstein theory, that the universe dips like a mattress. And in there would be the energy of 6 million suns, and that's the black hole. They never, ever took a picture. That's the first one.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
This is what we need to be focusing on right here. Space exploration, not a woolly mammoth from 66 BC.
If it can curb climate change, I didn't know about that.
This can too. This can
possibly.
Maybe.
All of it. Hey, all of the above. You never know. Hey. Coming up on DBL, Our Planet is being called the most amazing nature series in history. Our Brandon London is obsessed. He sits down with the filmmakers next.
Okay. Kimberly says, this is so freaking cool. I'm so fascinated with this. Space was the entire reason I started college in a science field, but physics got me and I switched to LOL. I also got really into physics and then realized that I was in way over my head. But my teacher at University of Michigan was someone who would always teach 101 class, and he was like an astrophysicist. And he said at one point, I remember this so clearly, he said, if you have 2 school buses in space and a piece of wood in front of one,
you couldn't tell which one would ever hit it. And then I was like, well, isn't the one that's okay? I don't remember it completely, but it was awesome. Also, he taught me the twin theory. If you're twins and you go up in space, the one who stays on the ground is older than the one who goes up due to the stuff, the physics stuff. Rainey says, fifth host, bringing back dinosaurs is risky, but no risk equals no reward. If we can advance our understanding of our world through science, I'm for it. And again, that woolly mammoth situation of bringing back the tundra to grasslands could bring down carbon, and that could bring help with climate change. Anyone with physicist help, could you help me with that whole twin thing? Sorry.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, if you think these are unicorns underwater, well, guess what? Think again. They're actually narwhals, and they're some of the Earth's most secretive animals, and they're rarely filmed underwater. But this rare footage is thanks to the new Netflix documentary, Our Planet, and that effort goes to the effort that goes into capturing a single moment like this is absolutely crazy. And I caught up with two people who put in that work. So meet Jamie McPherson and Sophie Lanphier in today's DBL Spotlight. Jamie and Sophie, first and foremost, welcome to Daily Blast Live. I want to thank you because I watched all of Our Planet this weekend, and I understand that you two worked on the Frozen World episode, which was one of my favorites. So right away, I need to know the story behind the humpback whale footage. Now, you managed to capture 4 whales feeding at the same time. Do tell how.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. Amazing thing to see.
Having drones on board, obviously there's no helicopters down there, so that put a new perspective on it.
Yeah, because from water level you can see what they're doing sort of, but as soon as you get above it then you realise how coordinated they are.
Yeah, when you're in that tiny boat you're just worried that their mouth is going to just come up and swallow you.
So Jamie, as a cameraman, let me ask you, do you ever feel like your life is in danger while you're trying to get these shots?
Normally when you look back you think, oh yeah, that was probably pretty dangerous, but at the time you're concentrating on just telling those stories and making sure you get the shots and make it all come together.
Sophie, can you talk me through the time that you spent making a wildlife documentary like this? I mean, this is unprecedented. It's a 30-minute episode, but I imagine you spent a lot longer in the Arctic.
Probably about 5 months altogether at both poles, and 4 years in the making, and you want to make sure that you have everything you need. You can't afford to leave anything back home. So incredible planning that goes on. It's a lot of hard graft and remembering your toothbrush. Don't forget your toothbrush.
All right, now I need to know your favorite animals from the episode because mine obviously were the orcas and those big stinky smelly walruses. Now, do you have any favorite animals?
I mean, we spent time, got up and close with walruses. Our hut was surrounded by 100,000 walruses that we were sleeping in. So they've got a special place in my heart. And the story we told about them was so tragic that, yeah, amazing animals.
I think for me it was the narwhals, seeing them, the kind of the unicorns of the scene, and we had about a 4-hour window of time in a 3-week shoot where they came into this ice crack, and we got cameras underwater. You can't get, they're too scared if you get a diver in, so we just had to kind of hold the camera over the edge.
Yep.
And we got the most intimate footage ever been filmed of these male narwhals with these tusks. That was a really special moment.
Wow. Yeah. What makes Our Planet different from the other wildlife documentaries out there?
2 things. I'd say the fact that conservation messaging deliberately interwoven across the whole series, and then that global reach that Netflix has, you know, the ability for it to go up online at the same time, globally.
And I want to thank you again for joining Daily Blast Live. The documentary, Our Planet, is streaming on Netflix now. Thanks again, guys, for joining DBL.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brendan. Thank you.
I absolutely love this docu-series. You guys should check it out. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, I'm Abby and I'm here to bring you all kinds of tips on dating and relationships, and today we're going to be talking about how to revamp your dating profile, or make one if you've never made one before, maybe on eHarmony, Match, OkCupid. There's 1,000 different apps you can try, so maybe put a profile on all of them. Who knows? So to start, keep your bio short and sweet. Some people will write a long, paragraphs long. I don't need to know that. I need like 3 to 4 sentences about who you are, what you like to do you have pets, do you have kids, you know, maybe an interesting fun fact about yourself that I might not get by looking at your photos. And of course the photos are the most important part. While we love the bio, the photos are what catches people's attention. So the first photo needs to be something where I can clearly see your face and everything and how amazing you are, right? So we don't want something where you have sunglasses on or a hat or you're covered up, maybe all bundled in winter clothes. And also, keep the group photos out of play here. It's okay to have maybe like one where you're with a friend or your family, your kids or something, maybe in a photo later on. But the first couple photos, make sure that's just you. It's also good to have one shot that's like a full body photo. You know, maybe this can be a little intimidating if you're getting back into the dating game. Maybe in a group shot you can see the whole body because obviously, you know, that's something that people will be wondering, what does this person look like? Am I only seeing their head? The most important thing when you're creating your dating profile is to be honest because you're probably gonna meet these people that you're meeting online in person. So make sure that you have current photos, no photos from college or when your kids were just born. Let's have something current. No mirror selfies. This is a hard no. If I see a mirror selfie, I tell people, take that down. I don't know why, but it's just not a good look. You can do a selfie like this, but just not in the mirror. And no filters, people. That is totally misleading, like the ones with dog ears and all that makes it look like you have perfect skin. None of us are like that. So if you're just honest with yourself and honest with everyone else, you'll find a great match. If you want more advice about jumping into the world of online dating, you can follow me on Instagram at Modernienta. Hey guys, I'm Abby and
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Tori.
We sure do, and my phone is working great. Here's a comment. So this is Lonnie. I'm living for Sam's hair today. Actually, I have a question. Can we please see the pony from the side?
Yes, so we are calling this Half Up Wednesday because we're halfway through the week, and I have to give credit to Official Hair by Coco. That is Corinne, our stylist here on the show. Follow her at Official Hair by Coco because she like shows you how to do all these kind of cute little things. So thanks to Coco for this, but thank you.
It looks awesome.
Thank you. All right, we will see you same time, same place tomorrow. I don't know what's happening. Have a fantastic day. Bye, guys.